Hello everyone, it's Jill, and I promised you a video to this week, more than one video this week, but I wanted to do this one first, and then I have a couple more to do, and hopefully I will do this before I lose my voice. As you know, on my live yesterday, I did tell you that I am sick. I have some sort of a head cold, and you may see me blow my nose or wipe my nose because it gets full and then it runs and I can't blow it. It's just going to run. So I have to dab it when it gets wet. So excuse me. I hope that does not disturb you. And I'm also using cough drops for my throat. My throat is actually worse today than it was yesterday. I have an appointment today, and I wanted to get this done before I go. So today's video is about the projects that I have left from last year, what I'm going to continue to work on, and I will give you an idea of some future projects too. Okay, I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so this is my hallway going into the she shed. I want to show you where I have my project bags hanging and what projects are hanging up here, and then we'll go through them. So this is my board, my pegboard hooks that I have for my project bags. And I have taken the ones that were the bigger ones, the larger ones I used to hang down here, and it would push everything out. But when I redid this here and I cleaned it up, I was able to put the bigger projects in these bigger bags in this closet here. And again, this used to be where my hot water heater was when this was the beauty shop. So I'm going to take these out also, and we will take a look at that. This bucket here, this is all my project bags. So I was able to get them all into one container when I went through all of this. These are empty here, and then these are those large, like from Joann's and stuff. And then this is that project bag that I got from, I got it from Jimmy Bean Wool. It's the Delaque. But I don't use that as a project bag. I'm now going to use that as my laptop bag and put all of my like wires and stuff in there when I go out of town. Now this bag here, this is in my closet, you guys. I have this tucked away in here in this closet. This bag is a sweater that I want to do for my daughter Chelsea. And then I have another one that I want to make for myself in a different color. And it is down here, all the way down here on the bottom. Now, I don't know if I have any other projects in here. There's nothing that is in this closet has already been started. It's just future projects. Okay, now you just saw a clip of my projects from in the hallway, and I have brought those in here to show you what they are. Some of these are recent, and some of these are more than a year ago. So I'm just going to start just anywhere. These over here are more than a year ago. So we're going to start with this one. This is a bag from Knit for Brains Designs. I have bought several of her bags. I really do like Laura's bags. She picks some great fabrics. And this has it's a drawstring, and it's got a polka dot on the inside. And she called this bag her Double Dutch. It's a small, what we call a sock sack. And it's a double Dutch because it actually has a section on the inside. It is sectioned where you can put two cakes of yarn if you so choose. This is a pair of, I believe this is a pair of socks I was doing for myself, and I know what I'm going to do with this. So I've taken everything out now. The yarn is called Professor Trelawney, and it is by Crystal Skies Hand Dyed. Here is the yarn. This is 80% superwash, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. It is 100 grams, 3.5 ounces, 382 yards, 350 meters. It's a knitting weight 1, 4-ply fingering. The gauge on this is 8 stitches to the inch. Knitting needles would be a 1 to 3. I typically will use a G hook when I crochet with a fingering weight like this. And this particular fingering being a 4-ply, and because it has this, we call it MCN sock. It has a fuzzy little halo on it, and it tends to plump up. They really make great socks, although they don't wear as well as things that have the nylon. And I don't want to yell. I'm not yelling when my voice changes. It's because my voice is screwed up and it's changing on me. But this only has 10% nylon in it. So I had started out to make socks with this, but I had changed my mind. And I'm now going to make these into fingerless mitts. I'm going to show you how this is working up. I already have them put onto stitch holders because I was going to go ahead and put the start my heel turn and gusset. But doesn't that work up beautiful? So pretty. So I'm going to stop here, but I need to count and measure because it's been a while since I did these. So I need to count and measure how much I did and go ahead and make a second one before I do them into the mitts. I have a pin in here. I have a little notions bag in here with this is a nippers. These are wonderful. And, oh, matches the bag, but it's a stitch marker with a fins. Too heavy for my project, actually, so we'll probably take that out and put it somewhere else. A little drawstring. I don't remember where I got this. It might have been in another from another yarn artist, someone who sent me something. Now, the original sock pattern that I was doing would have been, oh yeah, these are from Louise. I was doing Louise's Super Simple Cuff Down Sock. Great pattern. You guys should definitely check her out. She is Wildflower Wool. Super Simple Cuff Down Sock. Louise is Wildflower Wool. She does post on her Wildflower Wool podcast, but she most often podcasts on her, there's a website. She has an Etsy, she has her patterns. Just go to her website. You can find the link to her patterns. It will redirect you to the patterns. But she also does the Fiber Friends podcast. And I had it in this clear sleeve. So we'll put it back in there and put this back in my pattern book. So I'm going to leave that out. No, I'm going to leave it in here so I will know what I started with, because I will know what my cast on was. So I'm going to keep these. Now, the ones that are going to remain as makes that I'm going to continue to make on the hooks. And I'm also going to make a page in one of my planners, and I will be doing that in a separate video. Okay. Okay, we're keeping that one. This one, oh, I need a fan. I'm going from hot to cold, hot to cold. For those of you that don't know, today is Monday, the 23rd of January, 2023. Just for reference. I have a fan, floor fan right here next to me. Okay, these are the socks that I was using to do a tutorial. Now this is also what we would call a double Dutch bag, because it also has the flap on the inside. Although this one, I don't like it as well, because this bag is very loosey-goosey. Now the idea is to put your stuff in there and wad it up and throw it in your other bag, and it works great for that if you don't mind all the wrinkles. This bag is by Erin Lane, and it's the Foul Mouth Legion. I heard about her Foul Mouth Legion stuff through Marley Bird, as she had one of her bags. And it also has a loop here, so you can hook this onto your other bag, your belt, whatever you want to hook it to. Now the yarn that's in here is Shepherd Sock from Lorna's Laces. And this was a special colorway that was made for Pam at McNeedles in Louisiana. And this is her Splatter Shot yarn. It's an 80% superwash, 20% nylon. 430 yards, 100 grams. 7 stitches per inch on a US 1. 1 to 3, of course, just like the other, but this one says 1. This says machine dry until just damp and lay flat to finish. So you can, basically, you can put it in there for like 10 minutes, take it out, and then flatten them out. Machine wash them on cold. Normally, if I machine washed anything like this, my hand knits, then I would do it with towels and then take them out and use a dry towel and squeeze out all of the excess water. But most of the time I hand wash, and I do that same thing, but most of the time I hand wash. I very rarely put things in the washing machine. This is called Pam on Pain Meds. So this color was done for her at McNeedles. Pam was the owner of McNeedles. That McNeedles is now closed. And my daughter Chelsea and I did a live from McNeedles, and you can find that here on my channel. Beautiful store. Absolutely beautiful store. But it's now gone. Now see, this goes with this bag. And I was thinking I had one. This is a needle keeper. And I should probably switch these projects, because it would make me feel better to have this in that bag. But this is a needle keeper. And actually I may have taken it out of that bag when I started working on these. But it snaps on the sides, and it holds your double points so that you don't lose your stitches. And this is the color Pam on Pain Meds. And here is the Here is the cake. Now, this is the socks that I was making in the tutorial, and I want to continue to make these socks. However, I'm actually thinking about doing something a little bit different with these. When I do, I will tell you. When I do, I will tell you. Okay, I'm going to switch all this up. This, I call this a ball sack, and this is from, I have several that were made by, I need to wash this one. Looks like I got coffee, sat it in the coffee. This is a Dumbledore, and Amber from Crafty Performers made this. It's a Harry Potter licensed and everything. Very cute. But anyway, that's what was in that bag. Okay, I'm definitely going to make these into socks, and I'm going to keep this project, so it will go over here as well. Okay, give me a second. I had to get a drink. Now, this is another Harry Potter licensed bag. This one I got from Fancy Boy Designs. Can you see his tag? I love these bags. I am such a bag lady, you guys. So this one is the Hufflepuff. We've got the snitch on the bottom. He's got the lightning strike right there. And then I had to have it with the teal. I liked it already because it had the teal. If it's teal, it's chill. And it's got the teal spots on the inside. This is a wonderful bag. And I'm really excited because I'm going to reclaim this, you guys. I'm going to reclaim what's in here. All right. So, reclaiming this bag that I can use for something else, because I already know that I am going to frog this one. This was my crossover that I was doing. It is not making, it's just tedious for me right now. It will probably be a design that I do later on. And crossover meaning that I am doing both a crochet and a knit on the same project. And some of you might remember this, but it's been a very long time since I had this out. It's been over a year, evidently, because it's got a Halloween stitch marker, and I know it wasn't this last Halloween. And a 2018 marker here on this one. And I know it wasn't that long ago. So I was knitting, and it started out to be a capelet's what it was going to be. So we started with the crochet top, and then I did a knit on here, and then I was crocheting a panel to go over the knitted one to be a peekaboo underneath. And I'm using a whole bunch of sock yarns, and I believe all of these are Patton's sock yarn. But don't be worried, because these yarns are going to get used, and I will show you the other project that they're going to get put into here in just a minute. But I'm going to take all of these off. These are a Chaiku needle that I'll be able to reclaim. I'm not sure what size this is or anything. Some stoppers, a bunch of stitch markers. Okay, so this one is going to get frogged. Now this bag is the bag that I made this fall, my crocheted bag. And there is no, oh, and that other bag had this in it, had a notions pouch in it. And it's got the crochet hook I was using, which I can reclaim. It's a clover. Got some stitch markers. It's got a needle hanging on some thread. This is an H hook. And this is the yarn labels from that yarn. So that all goes together. There is no project in this bag. There is only yarn. But I had all of this yarn together. I had gathered all of the yarn from this person into one bag is what I had done. So it's my Expression Fiber Arts. So there's these three. There's this one. This was that Sunbreak. There's this one, which is Music of the Earth. This is the Blossom Fingering. And Music of the Earth is the colorway. Then I had this one. The Lapis Lazuli. This is the Pearlescent Fingering. It's Lapis Lazuli. 50% superwash, 50% silk. There's that colorway. And then this one, which was given to me by my OG Shad. This was an oopsie surprise. It's the Twisted Tweed Sport. It was either this one or this one. I'm pretty sure he gave me this one and I bought the tweed. Pretty sure. But that is my Expression Fiber Arts yarn. So I will find a place to put that, and then this bag can be put away as well, and I can use it for something. So no project there. There also is no project in my bag. I had this merchandise, you guys. You can go and get my merchandise on Spring. The link is always down below. This is my organic bag that comes from Spring with my logo, Crafting in the She Shed. And all this is, and I need to put all of this away. I was going to start another one of those scrap blankets and make it into the scrap scarf like I did before. But I have so many other things going on that I'm not going to do that. I do have some needles in here. I had cast it on already and done a row. I'm going to take all that out, put the needles away, and put all of this yarn away. And some of it is going to be scraps. So that's three right there that don't go back on the wall. All right, now this project is one I had started with Alicia. I do want to finish this project. I was trying to make, we had seen a picture of these, and I started to make this myself. And I figured out the center part. I am going to take this all apart and start again because we found a pattern and I bought the pattern. But here is what I came up with, which I did a damn fine job of making this evil eye, I thought. Don't y'all think? Damn fine idea. I really like it. However, I want to start to finish with this project. You can find this on Etsy, and my printer printed this weird line on here. It needed to be cleaned. But it's the Granny's Eye Granny Square. Okay. I'm going to take this out because I want it to lay correctly. and I'm not sure that it's laying like I want it to lay. So I'm going to take this out and redo it according to this one. What I had planned to do was to use mine and then go forward with hers. But I want it to all go right, and I don't want to have to make all these adjustments. Now here's the idea for this. It'll be the square, okay, and then I'm going to take the square and I'm going to make a shrug from the square. So I will build a shrug around this, and the evil eye will be on my back, and I will build a shrug around it. And I have it in this evil eye bag that I got from Metaphysical Shop in Colorado Springs. Now some of the yarn I do not have in here, so I was using scraps of stuff. So we'll see how that works out. But big twist is what those were. And then I have a big twist tweed, which will be the rest of the shrug. You'll see more about this project as I go along. But this one's not a priority at the moment, but I really do want to finish it. So I'm going to keep that project. This is a newer project. I will probably work slowly on this one as well. This is the sampler scarf that I'm doing, and I'm using those new needles, the Prims. I showed this on my Friday night. I'm holding 2 yarns together. Okay. So this is knit, and I'm using the Prim. These are size 11, the Prim Ergonomics. I really like these needles. I really like them. As I go along on this pattern, you'll be seeing more of it. I'm using the Yarn ID. Love this yarn. This is great yarn. I have this Sand Dollar, I believe, is my main color that I'm holding with the others. So I've held it with this peachy color, and now I'm holding it with the blue. Then I will hold it with the pinky one, and then I will hold it with this tan one, and then I will go back. And it's just different knit stitches as a sampler scarf. So I probably don't work on this all the time, but I will continue to work on this. Okay, hold on. Let me put some of this up, and then I'll get the other 2. So if you're counting, that's 4 projects that I put back in the hallway. Okay, and yeah. And then I brought the other 2 that you saw that were in that closet, that cabinet. This one is a long-term project, and this is where I'm going to put that other yarn. This is a blanket I've been making with the fingering weight yarns, and it's based on, this is based on the Attic 24 Granny blanket. So you can go to her blog and you can find that, and it's the Attic 24 Granny blanket. And what I am doing is I am fading. This is where I was the last time I showed it. Now I can move my little progress keeper. Got a little angel. We'll move that up, because that's where it was the last time I showed you guys. And I absolutely, positively love working on this. I really do. This is just very addictive. This blanket is so addictive. So what I do is I hold my yarns together, and I have 3 strands going at once. So that's 3 fingering weight yarns. And right now I'm holding this one, which is a wool-like. I believe it's a Hobby Lobby, or is it a Michaels? This could be a Michaels. Wool-like, I think it's Michaels. And Mr. Fiber caked this together for me. Because I told him I wanted to hold it together, 2 strands. So he pulled it from the outside and from the inside and then recaked it into one. And so I'm holding that together, and that's the main color. And then I'm switching it out with another color. I think this is the one I'm using right now. Yes, this is the one I'm using right now. This is a crochet sock. And so 3 strands, and I will use a main color until I use something up. So right now I'm probably going to use, I may not use all of this up before I switch, and I will take one of these out. So like 1 strand of the wool-like, and I'll cut that, and I'll add another yarn in to change it up, and I'll keep going with the other 2. Okay, so it fades it in. It marls it and it fades it in. And you can see where I started with this, where there was like more yellow here, and that went all the way up here, and then the yellow stops, and then it goes to like this purpley color. And there wasn't a whole lot of that, but I was still using this other like creamy color, and it's creamy color in here, and then I started with this wool-like. So anyway, that's where that yarn is going to go from that other bag that I took apart, my crossover. So what I'm going to do, I had meant to make this originally as a queen size blanket, or like a double, and I wanted it to fit on a double bed, but I don't know now if that's what we're going to do with the front room, because we may wind up getting different size bed up there. So I don't know whether this will go in there. I may wind up making 2. That would be good. I could make 2. Yeah, I may do that. Okay, I already put it away, but that bag was a bag that was made for me by Ella of No Catchy Name. Great big project size bag. And the material that was in that bag was material that I got from my mother-in-law when she passed away. I inherited some material, a whole lot of material. And I had sent Ella a whole bunch of material, and I had told her to use that particular one to make me a bag, and then she could do whatever she wanted and sell them and everything else. I wanted to support her. And then this bag is by Jane at Scraptastic Yarns. And I think I bought this one. It was she was doing a fundraiser for Charlie. Have a yarn with Charlie. I got my little sloth guy in here. This is the pattern. This is the Nordic Stripe Cardigan. Which book is this? Let me figure out which book this one is in. Knits for Kids. It's a Leisure Arts Knits for Kids. And I'm doing this one for my grandsons. And I really need to get on this and decide whether I'm actually going to do this or not. So Oh, there's another ball sack. There's another ball sack that Amber made. This one is the Pink Panther. She's had some really cute material. I am using Lion Brand Heartland. This one is Glacier Tweed. And this one is see, Lion Brand is my favorite, but the problem is my brain isn't working because of being sick. I want to say it's something Canyon. Kings Canyon. So, Kings Canyon and Glacier Tweed. This is the back. So that is as far as I've gotten so far. This one is for Oliver. And that is all I've gotten done. So I need to get this pattern out and look it over again and decide if I'm going to finish these, because the idea is to make matching sweaters for the boys for Oliver and Solomon. And I'm working on this one as a size 10. Now, that's as high as the pattern goes. So, if I get it done this year, and I get one done for Solomon, his is easier because even though he's changing, by the time I get to his, I'll be able to do his size. But it'd be that this will probably be the last year that Oliver would be able to wear a size 10. Is this year, 23. So we'll see. Okay. So if you're counting now, that's six projects. And that's 6 projects that I have had on the hook and needles for a while. What's in here? Oh, it's an extra set of needles that are being held hostage if I'm not going to be doing this. I need to decide, because that's a set of needles that's hostage. Because you start with a bigger size and then you go to the smaller size. Okay, hold on. Very good. Come say hi. My Serbs. Come over here. Come here. Oh, we got our toy. Okay. You gotta get your toy. Yeah. Okay, now this is something newer. I'm working on a cowl. This is my Knit for Brains bag. It's the Cocoa and Gnomes. The winter Cocoa and Gnomes. And this is her pattern, Laura, from Knit for Brains. This is her cowl pattern. It is called the Flame Kiss Cowl. And I'm having problems with it. It is not the pattern, it is me. Because I don't feel good, and because I'm a dyslexic, I keep having problems with the lace section. But I am doing this in the bisexual flag colors. So, we started with this kind of a corally pink here, and then went to this hot pink here. We just start, what did you lose? What did you lose? What is it? Can you get it? Uh-oh, hang on. Ready? Are you ready? His ball got back there. His ball got back behind my table. And so this is the next one. It's like a pink. It's a different color. It's not as hot pink as the other one, and it's got these like blue specks in it. And then next I'm going to go to this purple. Oh, crud. It's Violetta. It's by Threadhead Knits. And then this is a random purple. And then I'm going to go to this one. And then I'm going to go to this one, which has the blues. And it's called Blue Bonnet Trail. It's by West 7th Wool. It's one of their signature colors. They are in Fort Worth. So that's as far as I am on that. And I'm doing 2 projects at once because with the leftovers, I am making these little squares in Granny Square. I'm doing with the G hook 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows on Granny's. There's that first color. This is the color. I didn't have enough of the hot pink. This is the one I'm doing now. And I'm going to border them with this, which is a sweater that Mr. Fiber has reclaimed. He likes to take sweaters apart and then he wraps the yarn up into a ball for me to use as another project. And this particular one is 100% polyester, and it was a Crazy Horse yarn, Crazy Horse sweater by Liz Claiborne. And it's got this like crinkly texture, and it has gold and charcoal flecks in it. And this is what I'm going to use to go around and put the squares together with. Now I'm basing this on a video by Expression Fiber Arts. Chandy did a video and showed how to put them together, and she has a really easy way of putting them together, and that's the way I'm going to do these. So there's that, and there's that. I have almost finished the cardigan that I showed you guys on Sunday. This one is from the Crochet Magazine Spring 23. It's this cardigan on the front cover. And I'm using the yarn I got at French Knot in Diamond Head, Mississippi when I went to see Chelsea and the boys. And I'll just show you one of the panels. So this goes to the bottom. And so this is the yarn I got in Mississippi. And then this is a Mary Maxim alpaca tweed. It's coming out really pretty. So I've got the back done, and I've got 2 side panels already done. And I'm working on the sleeves. It's all going to come together when in the end, you guys. You'll see. So there's that project as well. And that one I'm keeping in my Fancy Boy Designs bag with the yoga sloths. Okay, in this Joann's bag, I think it's Joann's, maybe it's Michael's. Not really sure. I have this Granny Square project. And here is all of the yarns that I'm using. I have made a decision on this one as well. I'm going to turn this one into a baby blanket. Aren't these bright and happy colors? So happy. So this center one here is Sunny. Super Saver Ombre Sunny for the center. And then we have this color is Jazzy. Ombre in Jazzy. And then we have this one, which is Big Twist, no, Karen Jumbo. And that color is Rosewood. Then we have this soft pink color, which is the Mainstays by Walmart in soft pink. And then this pink color is Soft and Shiny. No, Shiny and Soft. This is a Main Street. I don't think they make this anymore. In bubblegum pink. So that's what I have done so far in this. But I also have another Jazzy. I have some more of that Karen Jumbo. It's really the one I'm using. And I also have the pink camo to use. So I'm going to go ahead and make squares. And I'm going to put the squares around the outside. And then put a border on it. And so that's what I'm going to do. And I will show you that when I get it finished. I need to repair this. Brought this home. I made this for my mom. Now, I'm going to talk more about it. It needs to be repaired. I wore this while I was in Colorado. And this is going to be what I'm using to do the Make a Dickie Make Along that we're going to be doing. Yes. This is the pattern. And it's from Coates and Clark. So watch for that. I just need to repair that one. This one, I screwed this up pretty bad. And I need to, what I'm going to do on this is I'm sewing it in around these edges. And then I'm going to sew it together. Once I do that and make it into a cowl, because I don't think I'm ever going to get socks out of this. This was by Amber. She did this as a, see how but I'm not doing a very good job, so I need to work on it. But I really just want this as a cowl. This is a sock blank, a hand-painted sock blank. And I'm turning it into a cowl. I'm keeping my scrap yarn. This is the yarn I use when I do my Addy. I keep it in this yarn bowl. So I have this that I take this when I go to Colorado. This was a gift from one of my subscribers. And when I got back, I had so much stuff and I had to empty all this. I had all my technology stuff in here. And then I had something on my table that I was working on before I left. Oh. This needs to be put away. I'm going to make, no, it needs to stay in here because I'm going to make a small hat with this one. This is the yarn I used when I made Chelsea's hat on the Addy. So what I am doing with these yarns is I am, oh, that's this one. See, I used most of this for Chelsea's hat. Size, what size hook am I doing? L. It's an L. It's a 8mm. And in order to use up yarns, I'm holding them together, just like I'm doing on that other blanket. And this one is just random, very random stitches. And I am alternating between the skeins of yarn and holding some of them together with this fuzzy, which is Baby Lulu. So I'm alternating the Baby Lulu with the other baby yarns and making another baby blanket, which is, it's actually a little bigger. It's a little wider than I normally make for a baby blanket. So it's just random stitches, which you can do when you're using as making a heavier fabric. My thought is that this is going to be like a playmat. So the yarns that I have here are Sweet Delight, Baby Bee Sweet Delight. So I've got this one, which is Sugar Plum Marl. There's 2 of those. And then I have Snuggly Wuggly and Soft Cream. So these are all 3-weight yarns, and I'm holding them 3 at a time. This one is a Sweet Delight, but I don't have the label. It was in my stash. This is Sweet Delight Pomp, because it has that little thread running around it. This color is Softly. And there's 2 of those. And then the Baby Lulu Hugs and Kisses is this one. And it's real subtle, those colors. And Sugar Plum in this one. And like I said, I'm just going back and forth. And there's some of it that don't have that in it. No, that's not true. I have not done any of it without it yet. Yeah, I just started. Just started 1 row without it. I had thought I did. So that's Baby Blanket. I've lost count. Whatever the count is, you guys, I've lost count. Okay, now this project, this is the squares that I have left after I made Duty Ron and Ed's blankets. Okay, and now I want to make a blanket for myself from the squares that you guys made. Okay. And I have plenty left. So I don't know yet how big that this will be. So these are the solids. I had kind of separated solids from other. So here's the white, a lot of the whites and the blues. Darker blue, regular blue. Sparkle blue. I think Nisi made that one. Here's some reds. Now, Sandy from Red Heart Crochet made a ton of these solid ones. And I can't remember exactly how many she sent me, but she sent me a whole bunch of the solids. And then I had another person send me a whole bunch of the solids. You'd have to go back and watch those videos. And then here's all the different colored ones. camera cut off on me somewhere. What happens is I use a GoPro and it gets hot and I have to change the battery out. Anyway, I have a whole bunch of squares. So I'm going to lay all these out on my bed and put them in order and see how many I have and see what I need to do to make myself a big blanket that is by you and I, all y'all and me, making these squares. Something that you guys, and when I get done, it'll be for me, from you guys. So I don't want to let all of that go to waste. And I have plenty of yarn. I have more white up front in the front room. I have some more red up there. I have a whole thing of this sparkle twist. And I have several of these in the Pound of Love. And I have a couple of, up top, I have a couple of the red, white, and blue. Forget what that one is called. I believe it's a red heart. And it's a Star Spangled, maybe? Not quite sure. So that is a future project. That one has not started yet. But it's not totally a future project because it's something that you guys had started with me this last year. So, but I can work on it periodically along with everything else. This project is the one I talked about yesterday on my live, using my Gilmore Girls bag by Knit for Brains, and it's the wireframe. This is a project that Chelsea and I are doing together. Now, if you guys want to join along, I will put a thread. It'll be in the featured section on the top of our Facebook page. If you also want to make one and send me a picture to my email, fiberflooziecrafts@gmail.com, you can do that too. But we're using our Donna yarn. That's Crystal Skies hand dyed. I've got this one, and I got some more this last week. They're all in here. I have not chosen the yarns that I'm going to do yet, but we're going to make the log cabin granny blanket by Hooked by Robin. That's the one that we decided to make with our Donna yarn. I am going to be starting that this week because Chelsea wants to start hers, and I'll give you a progress. We'll come on together and give you progress updates on that. The only other thing that I have as a future project, let me show you. I made a sweater for my daughter Carrie, and the intention was to make 3 of them, and I only got hers done. And it was the one I did out of the Vogue knitting. You can go back and watch. And I used the Burnout Softy Chunky in a light gray. This one is all together and ready to go. This one is going to be for Chelsea, and it's in this darker gray. And then I have, and I showed you earlier, in the bottom of my closet in there, I have black, and the black one is going to be for me. And that way all 3 of us have one of these sweaters. So, what you doing back there, Bubby? What you doing? This was fun where you guys could see him. We got to see a little bit of old Service. Old Service. Yeah. This my Bubby boy. This my Bubby boy. Yeah. He's waiting for 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock's when we get our victuals. And he always asks me. By 2 o'clock, he's asking me. So I hope that you enjoyed going through what I've got started. And I will be making like I said, I'm going to get my planner out, and I'm going to list everything that I have started. And that way I can check them off as I get them finished. And some of them are going to be projects that are going to be worked on throughout the year to get finished. They're not ones that I don't know how I'm going to prioritize them just yet. But I'm going to put them in a priority to where they're going to, some of them are going to get done sooner than others. Okay, you guys, I'm going to have to quit talking now. Cerberus wants me to quit talking and come play with him. And I have to rest my voice now. I'm waiting on a call from the doctor. I did take a little break in here, and I went to the doctor, and I'm waiting on results from my lab work, and then we'll see what she recommends. I may have to go back to town and get some medicine. So I will talk to y'all later. Have fun today, and let me know in the comments, what are you working on? How many projects do you have going? And how do you prioritize yours? Let me know. I'm just curious. Okay. Love y'all.